a girl got up to close the curtains. She didn't notice a drunk man breaking into the house, half-dressed. She had no idea at all. A nightmare was waiting for her next. She lay back down beside her boyfriend, but the next second, the curtains were violently pulled open. The drunk man stood at the door. A group of men were standing behind him. They were all security guards from the drilling site. They lived year-round on the desolate snowfield. Add the effects of alcohol to that, the drunk man was teetering on the edge of committing a crime, and his co-workers behind him stood by, just wanting to watch the fun. The girl's boyfriend finally lost his patience. He kicked the drunk man off the bed in one swift move, but instead of backing off, the man kept provoking him. Because of their work relationship, the boyfriend didn't want to make things too ugly. He just forced the man out of the room. Then he closed the curtains again, but it wasn't long before the man broke him once more. He went straight for the girl and started attacking her. The few people who stepped forward to break up the fight completely showed their true colors at that moment. Because the girl was a Native American Indian, they thought they could do whatever they wanted without consequences. Watching his girlfriend being humiliated, the man lost all his self-control. He threw himself at the instigator and started beating him senseless. Seeing that the man was about to be beaten to death, the other security guards finally stepped in to stop him. Just as the boyfriend was being ganged up on and beaten, the girl struggled to pull on her pants. She stumbled to her feet. She took one last look at her boyfriend. Then she chose to go out alone to find the police. But this was a desolate snow-capped mountain. There was no cell phone signal. The nearest rescue station was 10 miles away. The temperature was below -10 degrees Celsius. This was almost a path she could never finish. She didn't get far before she fell down in the snow. The bone-chilling cold air caused the fluid in her lungs to start crystallizing. But even so, Anna refused to give up. The next day, a hunter named Mike went up the mountain to hunt. He spotted bloodstains in the snow. Following the trail of blood, he found Anna, frozen solid like an ice cube. She had already stopped breathing. What was even more cruel was that Mike knew her. Grief-stricken, he immediately reported the situation. Soon after, the FBI sent a female agent named Elsa to investigate the case. Since the body was completely frozen, an autopsy had to be performed, and Mike was the best hunter in the area. Not only did everyone in town know him, he also knew the surrounding terrain like the back of his hand. Just from the footprints, Mike deduced that the victim had been running non-stop. She had inhaled a large amount of cold air, which caused severe pulmonary congestion, and she ultimately choked to death on her own blood. But the question was, why would a girl be running for her life barefoot in a place like this? What exactly had she gone through before she died? The forensic results came out soon. The girl had suffered a severe blunt force trauma to the head. There were also obvious lacerations to her genital area. This indicated that she had been sexually assaulted before her death. Elsa demanded that the forensic report list the cause of death as homicide, but the medical examiner insisted that the cause of death was lung hemorrhage due to freezing. As for what caused the lung hemorrhage, it was outside the scope of his examination. Once the report was finalized this way, the FBI would not send an investigation team, and the case would be closed right then and there. Having come alone, Elsa had to continue the search for the truth by herself. To gather more clues, Elsa went to Anna's house. As soon as she walked in, she accused Anna's father of not fulfilling his parental duties, but the father only replied coldly that Anna was an adult, and she had the right to make her own choices. His words made Elsa mistake them for cold and heartless parents, until she saw Anna's mother, who was on the verge of a breakdown from grief. Then she realized she had been wrong. The father's coldness and hostility were not directed at his daughter, but stemmed from his anger toward the government and the long-standing neglect of Native Americans. Mike also came to offer his condolences. As soon as they met, Anna's father Hansen's eyes turned red. There was no parent in the world who could remain indifferent after losing a child. Mike could relate to this all too well, because he had also lost his daughter, and even to this day, he still didn't know the real cause of her death. This family had been completely torn apart because of it, since the father had no idea who Anna had been associating with before her death. The police decided to go find her brother Chip, a drug addict who spent his days hanging around with the wrong crowd. This place wasn't exactly a lawless zone. but the police force was extremely understaffed, barely enough to serve as a deterrent. When the sheriff showed up at the door, Chip slipped out through the back door. The young man who opened the door had malicious intentions toward Elsa, but as soon as he heard she was with the FBI, he immediately pulled out a can of pepper spray and sprayed it directly in their faces. Elsa and the sheriff were instantly blinded. In the chaos, Chip was finally subdued. Gritting her teeth against the pain, Elsa rushed into the house. The place was a total dump. The stench mixed with the smell of pepper spray. With every step she took, tears and snot streamed uncontrollably down her face. After the crisis was over, Elsa wanted to call an ambulance, but the sheriff told her the nearest one wouldn't arrive for at least an hour, and it wasn't even necessary. When they walked outside, Chip was already tied up. He thought the police were there to arrest him. He never expected to hear that his sister was dead. There was only one thing the police wanted to know: who was Anna's boyfriend? Then the sheriff spotted sled tracks in the distance. Strangely enough, there were only tracks going one way, no tracks leading back, and the end of the trail was exactly near where Anna had been found dead. The two of them immediately hopped on snowmobiles to follow the tracks. Eventually, in the woods, they found a body that had been half-eaten by wild animals. The autopsy confirmed that the victim was none other than Anna's boyfriend, Charlie, the security guard from the drilling site. The outline of the case finally started to become clear. The next day, the police went to the drilling site to conduct an investigation, but Mike chose to go undercover alone. Using his hunter skills, tensions quickly escalated into a confrontation. Gunshots suddenly rang out. The police were almost completely wiped out. Only Elsa, who was wearing a bulletproof vest, survived. Just as she was on the verge of despair, Mike emerged from the shadows and ended the massacre. The last remaining killer fled into the snow-capped mountains. He was going to find one last person, but he openly said he wouldn't bring that person back. He was going to leave that idiot to die in the mountains forever. The fleeing security guard never imagined that he would end up just like Anna when she escaped. His injured body and desperate state of mind were both telling him that death was drawing near. Just then, Mike knocked him unconscious with the butt of his rifle. When he woke up again, he was already at the top of the snow-capped mountain. Mike threw away his shoes. That was exactly how Anna had died. Now, Mike was going to make him suffer the same fate. Mike said that if he confessed everything, he would spare his life. Faced with the threat of death, the man told him every single detail of what had happened that day. After learning the truth, Mike kept his promise and untied him, driven by her will to survive. The deceased Anna had run 6 miles in the snow, but this monster couldn't even make it 600 meters before he lost all ability to move. Watching the man stop struggling completely, Mike turned around and walked down the mountain without a single expression. Later, he went to the hospital to visit Elsa. He told her that the Native Americans in this place were no different from animals. It was either survive or submit. There was no third option. After leaving the hospital, Mike went to see Anna's father. Even though all the killers had received their just desserts, both of these men were left with a pain that would never fade away.